wonderful. You know, my wife's kid brother, he's a nut on photography, too. Wonderful hobby. I had an uncle made a killing in real estate up in San Dimas.
Do tell.
You know what this guy did before he started selling dirt? Drove a school bus.
Wow.
Now he's got a ranch, a couple of Cadillacs, sends out embossed Christmas cards. You see, I come from a very big family, and at dinner time it was like, well, you know, Madison Square Garden. And well, for example, you know, last month I was going to take some pictures at my cousin's wedding. They wanted to save a few bucks, just a couple of kids, so I said, sure. Well, the pictures turned out very badly. You know, my sister, she has a living room. It's very, very modern. Well, the minute you sit down in it, you can't open your mouth. You know, she's got this big kidney-shaped coffee table. It upsets me just to look at it. My husband, he doesn't say anything, and I figure the coffee table got to him years ago. You know, I have this cousin, Ralph. His name is Ralph. Run into George. He's my brother-in-law. He's just back from Mexico today. He said, take a look at these. Knows I love family pictures. Took these out, handed them to me, and he said, these are the best slides I've ever taken. A recipe from my pop. He used to cook for us kids when my mother was in the hospital having a baby. That was about once a year for a while there. Oh, listen. When I told my wife that I met a guy who made commercials, you know what she did? This woman runs into the other room. She comes back with some photographs of herself. She claims that when she sees housewives on TV doing commercial, she says they don't look like housewives. You're the champion, aren't you? I want to say it's a great honor to meet you. I've got a cousin up there in Albany. He wears big, thick glasses, and he thinks you're the greatest thing in the world. You see, I have this nephew. He's studying to be an accountant. Isn't that terrific? Just seeing all these cars. You know, in our neighborhood, we had a bunch of jokers. I mean, we were a real wild bunch of guys. And we figured out a perfect way to put a car out of commission. You take a potato, you stick it in the exhaust pipe. It doesn't cause any damage, but the car won't start. Listen, my wife's got a cousin in the valley. He owns a body shop. I mean, if you want me to talk to him.
Well, that's very decent of you. You see, I have a cousin in Beverly Hills. He does all my work for me.
Now, next month, my brother-in-law, he's going to have an anniversary party. My father wore glasses just like these. And when I was a youngster, I used to like to put them on. Made me feel like a grown-up. My wife's got no head for crime. We go to those whodunit movies, she always picks the wrong murderer. And I want to tell you something. If my wife decided to murder me, she could come up with a better alibi than you got.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I had an uncle, he played bagpipes in a Shriners band. He couldn't play a note, but nobody could tell the difference. You know, I can remember the only new car my father ever bought, how proud he was, the way it smelled. Kind of like the inside of a Pullman car. It wasn't like this, though, I'll tell you that. Do you think it would be asking too much if I took one of these things for my nephew?
Oh, sure, help yourself.
The kid's 15 years old, and he sold all the stereo stuff to make 8mm movies. And I was going to go to this clinic where my brother-in-law goes for his back problem. What they did, they said they had to deaden the nerves in his nose.
His nose, Lieutenant?
His nose. Stuck a needle in his nose. Sticking right out of his nose, like this. That's how he had to walk around, with a needle in his nose. I had 5 brothers and 1 sister, Miss Freestone, and that was really terrific. There was always someone around for company. We were never lonely. Well, this is the way they did it where Pop came from. He was from the old country.
I'm seriously considering locking myself in a closet for the rest of my life.
No, that's wrong. That's just the way my niece Marilyn felt after her divorce. Now she's got a new husband. As a matter of fact, he's a cop, and they got 6 kids.